Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day this is for you. 'Twas a rainy day in Peterborough. Right, it is a little lighter morning, but it's still pretty dull outside. Yeah, got some rain going. I love the rain. Anybody else love the rain? Thunder and the lightning, all of it. Oh, yeah, bring it on. It excites me so. It does. Oh, excuse me. Welcome. It's me, English named Baby Jackie Quay, your friendly, freaky ass, sweetgrass water medicine woman. Also, Christiana Carr, Chris Carr, superstar. All this beautiful divine being right here. And welcome all you beautiful divine beings right here too. How goes it with you? Yeah, here we are within Wednesdays. Let's go with the Wild Unknown. Love it, love it, love it. The Kim Krans Wild Unknowns. Painful. That's right. That's what we're going to do. Wild Unknown with the Kim Krans. Again, I just like these books. I don't know Kim Krans personally or the publishers or nothing, even though I am a Harper. I am one Harper, and this is Harper One Publishing, but I'm one Harper. And the Harper Elixir. This one says Harper Elixir. This is Harper One, Harper One. My publishers. Too bad. I wonder if I'm related. I get a piece of that pie. No, I'm just kidding. Tired. End of the flow time of the moon time. Right, so much nicer. It was a beautiful time of the month, right? We all look, not all, I can't say all, and I'm speaking for all of us. We each have our own cycles. Some of us might not like them very much. And then we're also raised to be ashamed of that we're dirty and whatever. Even some can mistake those ceremonies where a woman wouldn't participate in the ceremonies. It's because she's in her most powerful time. It doesn't want to take away from the rest. It's some of the teachings are that we're like first in line to Creator when we're on that moon time. And it's a very grounding energy. I've also heard some of the teachings. So that is another reason why they sit on the outer circles. They can still be there at the ceremonies. Oh, you gotta watch that. The little wick moved to the side of the cup here. Needs to come, should be more in the middle. So hopefully the glass don't break. Stay calm. We'll be good. The brain of foggies here, right. So that moon time, that ceremony, that grounding, yeah, so the prayers won't go up if there's a woman in her moon time, flow time there. And help keeps the prayers grounded, or some rapid fires them up. Whatever that is, there's different teachings depending on what part of the world that you're in. Oh, I love the Ojibwe teachings, the berry fast. It's a rites of passage for the girl when she gets her first moon time. They go on that berry fast. And from my understanding, I haven't done that myself, but from the first moon time, from the first show of her moon time blood, then she fasts from berries for a whole year. And because traditionally women were the gatherers, the gathering of the berries, right now it's time for her to step into that womanhood. So she'll gather those berries, and it's offering of that, being of that service, right? So without eating those berries, they give them away. And then when they break the fast, they start with the berries. When they break that fast, it starts with the berries. There's this whole ceremony. You're introduced now to the tribe now as a woman. Beautiful, beautiful. We kind of lack those things in our, civilized society. We don't have those little rites of passage, the honor. Everything's given so quickly that there isn't any of these rites of passage. So how can those children appreciate those times, right? They become so much more feeling entitled and all that. Yes, we are all deserve and worthy of love and all of that. It's not an entitlement, though. Let's look at that. I wonder what that's all about. Here's warriors. We want to be those peaceful warriors. The siren, do you hear? That call to peace. It all begins within. Peace on earth begins with each one that's in divide. Each in divide you all to become an in divine. You all. Whoever that is for you. Thank you to those who make comments and interactions with me. I think that's a beautiful. Need more practice with that. I'm such a hermit and a shut-in. And please, I am always very, very friendly. It's been mistaken so much for flirty sometimes. And that's hard. We need to look at that ourselves, the mentor. Actually, that came up for me. I'm thinking of maybe doing an Intimate Talks YouTube. Sometimes we get so confused. We want things to work out, and there's that, if you can't be with the one you love, honey, love the one you're with. And I sing that song because it's like we try to make that one that we're with into that one that we love, you know? Or we'd love them to be, instead of seeing what's actually there. And if we don't release, there's that saying, right, can't be. You don't want to be with Mr. Right or Wrong, right? Mr. and Mrs. Wrong when Mr. and Mrs. Right comes along, right? Sometimes we just try to make that one in front of us, and that again comes down to our worthiness, right? And in these relationships, you'd be nothing without me or whatever, or, you know, nobody would accept me. I'm such a flawed, you know, that I'm just so lucky to have this one, so I've got to make do. Or we try to change up, right? Okay, right. We're calling them all in. I'm trying to do a little quicker, but below and within. We're going to spread these out today. I don't know if I can just keep doing the shuffling. Okie dokies. And we're going to call in all the energies for these guys here, too. Call them all in, your energies. Yeah, so, yeah, I'd like to do some intimate talks because about relationships, that's what I've seen. And love and everything. What love? I have my love story about my big sister. Big sister Barbie Boo. Her man Walter. They is so beautiful. But you never know. And we keep leading. And sometimes we think this is the relationship. It'll never, but sometimes it's leading us. I've seen them all as stepping stones. When I was younger, I felt this connection, right? And that's what I wanted, that we could connect, that it seemed like, woohoo, right? We knew we could telepathically communicate, whatever, right? There's all this, but this stuff is, it can happen. But we can mistake that. So I took each one as getting me closer as a stepping stone. When that didn't work out, you know, honor and grieve that, right? And, you know, look at you are the common denominator in all of your relationships, right? So we look at that. How have we behaved? And with it. Looking at that. How have we behaved in those relationships? Look at those. I'm going to leave these ones out. Okay, we have there the Four of Pentacles. Look at that. And balance. I see balance in that. Stability. The Ace of Cups. That's that offering of love and the Star. Beautiful. Beautiful. Let's look at that. We can offer our cup and say that it's there, but we can't force that on somebody either. Right? And we can love and love and love. Maybe that not come back, and that doesn't have anything to do with us. Right? If we take that personally, because some energies, they're meant to go together for a short time, but not all time. Right? To mentor us, to teach us something, for us to learn something from this, and something about ourselves. And within. It's teaching us something about ourselves, maybe that we didn't know. If we see those relationships as reflections of who we truly are, who we think that we are, who we wish to be, who we wish to be like, right? Or maybe it's just because, oh, I'm just taking this one because this is the only one that showed any interest in me. Again, it's we don't feel like we're worth more. So we accept just what we're given. What is that? Or we try to make someone into something that they're not. Because this is the way we perceive them to be. That's the way we want them to be. That's the way we see it. We can't see any other way. Right? This is the role we put you in. We don't offer that role. And we don't give that person the opportunity either to accept that role or turn that role down. And it's nothing personal. When you get out into that acting, it's nothing personal, because the director that creating this movie, they might have an image already in their mind of what that character looks like. Because when you're reading a book, you get to kind of develop kind of a sense of what that character might look like. So it's nothing personal when somebody comes and, they might say the word's all perfect and all that, but they don't have that look that brings that character to life, for that director, or whatever that is. Again, it's something that's not personal. But we tend to take things in our relationships personally, like there was something wrong with me in that relationship, or there was something wrong with them, whatever. We're trying to train them to match us or suit us. But, there's always going to be work in relationships. But if it's really hard work and you're constantly butting heads, right? I mean, in relationships, there's not going to be always agreeing either, because how do we learn then and grow from that if it's always in a complacent sort of space? What is that? Let's look at the archetype. Deep within, okay? Because the common denominator in all our relationships is ourselves, okay? All our relationships, family relationships, personal relationships, work relationships, all of those relationships. How do we relate to all our relations? Woo! What's that archetype we need to look at today? When it comes into the relationship, looking into relationship. Let's look at that. One archetype today going in. This one is cooler. This is warmer. Here, oh. There we go. I'm going to split there. The gem. We're looking inside. We've already looked at that before now, haven't we? Haven't we? Yes, oh yes, we have. And that's what we're looking for inside ourselves, huh? Inside ourselves. Stretching too far. Top and bottom here. The one! We have to be the one. If we're looking for the one, we gotta be the one. Be that one for ourselves. So many of us looking for on the outside. Is it the one, right? I think every relationship is meant to be. And I believe that since I can remember. Right, but we all look at the one. There's only one for us. And if we don't find the blah, 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 well, there's many. And anybody can be that one. It takes it two that is agreeing. Or what is that? What is that for you? What is it that you believe in you finding someone that believes the same thing? The poet. The one. We want the poet. We want that love. It's, sends us over the moon. Over the moon with the love we got. Oh, yeah. The love we got is never gonna stop. Oh, yeah. Whatever. But we have that for ourselves, right? The one. It begins within, right? We're finding that gem, who we are. What do we have to offer to another? Instead of looking for somebody to complete us, we are already complete. We're going to share that with another whole being, right? Two whole beings coming together, knowing that each one's getting us closer to the one. However we choose to look at that. Yeah, we're going to keep those up here. Fine. It was a little bit easier to see that, wasn't it? The one. Ow, excuse me. Oh, most of the time going on this stuff, isn't it? I know. We'll look at that after. The one. You are the one. What? Yes. Being the poet in your life, giving yourself that. Because you deserve it. Not in a selfish way, not above others, not that I deserve it more than anybody else. It's that just as much as anybody else. I'm part of this creation. Creator put a little gem in me too. That's my gift to share. What is my gift to share? With another, with the one, with the world, right? With the one, with the world, with the one world. Whoa, I don't know. Excuse me, what is that for you? Let's read the archetypes and then we'll go into the animals. And we got the gem, LVA, LVA, LVA. The gem, the diamond, the gold, the inner treasure. You are infinite. You are infinite. But there are infinite names for the gem. It is also known as the jewel, the star, the talent, the gift, the gold. One thing for certain is that it is found deep within a substance that is very much unlike it. Yeah, see, look at that outside. That doesn't look like that inside, does it? For example, a diamond in the rough. There we go. The gem always stands in contrast to its surroundings. Every relationship can show you what you don't want. That's what I learned. A little bit more of what I do want. Oh, this is what I thought I wanted, and then I found out what I don't want, right? What's that for you? All relationships. We're looking at all, not just those intimate ones, but, you know, those ones that are closest to us can do that most damage because we value that opinion more, maybe. We seek that attention or that acceptance more. I don't know. What is that for you? The gem always stands in contrast to its surroundings. You can't find it when you are among comforts and pleasantries. Precious stones develop slowly, deep in the earth, amid pressure and darkness. Discovering the gem requires a descent beneath the surface, where there is no definitive map. Yet the longing to touch the true gem within us is so strong that we cannot help but seek out its radiance. Your gem, like your destiny, is unlike any other in the entire world. Keep digging. When light, it's unique, shining, generative, irreplaceable. When dark, it's envy, greed, grasping. To go deeper, Legend of the Crystal Skulls, or Leonard Cohen's Diamonds in the Mind. The moments of your life that glimmer are clues to where the gem resides. Don't covet the sparkling diamond of another. The gem is like a fingerprint, never to repeat it again. Find yours, right? All of us are gems, never to be repeated again. In mythology, the diamond is often linked to the daemon, or inner light, that leads us towards our true self, our purpose, our destiny. Woo, right. That be the gem, and we all have that inside of us. What is yours? Let me see if I can bring these together up here for top and bottoms. And then we'll go deeper. Then we'll go deeper. Right? The one and the poet. Wow, the one poet. Okay. Bottom up. We need to start working with that bottom up that keeps coming through my head. We do the top and it all trickles down and there isn't much left. The ice caps melt and brings the water and freshens the pools. But that's how we work. But to build us up, foundations. You don't build the house from the top down. You don't build the building from the top down. You need to work from the bottom up. And you want the best materials throughout the whole thing, but especially that foundation, because that foundation is holding everything up. Right? Look at our peoples here. The peoples are holding everything up. What would that people watching over the peoples be without the peoples? So, right, bottoms up. The least should get the most. Right? The ones looked at this, the least should get the most. Because they're supporting the rest. I don't know. What's that saying to you? The one, non-duality, one love, unus mundus. Our ability to experience this archetype firsthand is limited. It comes in brief and potent moments that we are left to savor for a lifetime. The one is both the energy that unites all living being and our capacity to sense this intimate union. This card eludes us most of our lives, appearing as a concept in a distant galaxy. Yet when we are in the midst of its power, a solemn reverence falls across all the land. We glimpse ourselves in the vastness of all consciousness and are neither small nor large within that field. We are neither important nor unimportant. All duality fades away, and we are left with what is. The precious knowing that life is a gift, and we are both the giver and the receiver of this fortune. Wow. Whew! When light, it serves, loves, accepts, and resonates. When dark, it ignores, omits, and excludes. To go deeper, James Turrell's The Color Inside, or the poem Self-Portrait by David Whyte, Whyte. It is said that Om is the primordial sound of the universe and that all other mantras are born from it. Simply imagining this possibility will activate the one. Om. 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 The Unus Mundus is a circle representing the unity of existence. It is possible. Is it possible that the beginning and the end of all things is love? I don't know. What's possible to you? What do you believe? And you don't have to believe it for it to be true. And just because you believe it doesn't mean it's true. Look at all this confusing world we're in. Hope we're teaching our kids to think for themselves. Hopefully we're learning that and finding that gem in ourselves too. The poet. The poet's work is to fuel immensely. Right, okay. The artist, the witness, the truth teller. The poet's work is to feel immensely and not be afraid. They must seek out truth in the darkest corners of the world and carry it back for all to see. This unique capacity resides within us all, regardless of our relationship to creativity. When the poet energy is present, there is a call for deep honesty and reflection, for seeing the big picture within the little one. The poet rides effortlessly between the personal and universal. It's possible that others may not seem to listen or care about the poet's work, but do not be discouraged. The words of the poet ring true for centuries to come, soothing the wounds of despair and violence that captivate our world. Soothing the wounds of despair and violence that captivate our world. The poet's work is never finished. Find your voice and trust that the wind will carry it. When light, clairvoyant, wise, and timeless. When dark, harmful words, sharp tongue, thwarted creativity. To go deeper, spend 1 hour reading poetry. Then one more. Maybe try writing some too. It's likely there is a poem or poet that was meaningful to you at a young age. Revisit and reread it now. Be open to its message. Shel Silverstein. That's one that I like. Of course, Dr. Seuss. Right? The poet is related to the shaman and the bridge. These archetypes hover in the meeting place between the everyday and the sacred. The meeting place between the everyday and the sacred. Interesting. Okay, animal spirit. What's going to join us here with the gem? Woo! Animal spirit, just a one. Just a one. Win. Oh, that one. The hyena. The hyena is coming out here. I'm going to move these to the side here. There we go. Oh, but you can still see it that way. Okay, whatever. Hyena. It's the hyena. I don't know if the hyenas come out before. And then the top and bottoms here, we have the bat. We have the bat. And the spider. Ooh, interesting. What's this one taking a peek here too, huh? Ooh, the dolphin. Make sure you take those breaths. As we're going through this rebirth and we're seeing what's the truth. What's the truth, my dear? What's the truth? I want to get out the one. Okay. A whole bunch flop over there. One tarot that goes with that gem. As we go deeper with it. Did that ever jump right up? Did you see those fly out of there and keep? And there's 3. But did you see that dance? I hope you saw that dance. There's the 3 there. That's going to go with that up here. Right. The Magician. What is that of Swords? The 8 of Swords. Right. Monarch. The struggle is almost done here. Ending that struggle. And the Mother of Swords would be the Queen of Swords, I believe. I believe that be how it goes. Is we'll put those right there. If we can. If they'll stay in. If they'll stay there. It'd be good if they stayed in there. Ow. Oh, excuse me, this really hurts. Okay. So they're not going to stay in there. We're going to put them over here. Put them there. Ow. I know. Thank you for your patience. Ay, caramba. Hyena. And then we have the Emperor. The Emperor. And the... something else. And something else there. It'd be the Emperor and something else. Look at that up there. There we go. The Emperor and something else. Oh, and I just knocked my little heart rock out of there. Okay. Right. Just whatever. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, whatever. Shoulda, coulda, whatever. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, whatever. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, whatever. Oh, the tarantula is a fire. These are salt of fire, isn't it? What is that? No, that's air. Symbol for the air. Fire, depression. What are we looking at here? Oh, no, tarantula is after. We're doing the bottom up. We'll read the rebirth after the hyena. But where's our hyena? No. I don't know if that's a hyena sound. Say laughing hyena. Right, I don't know. Okay. Oh. Hyena before the tarantula. Interesting. Hyena after the ants. One up from the ants. Interesting. Humor, wit, and a sarcasm. Imagine that. The hyena personality is a jokester and crowd pleaser. But below the surface, there are unfulfilled dreams to be realized. When the hyena card appears, it's time to reflect on your reliance on sarcasm and humor to express your truth. Are you using jokes to hide old resentments in relationships? Or to mask things you feel uncomfortable discussing? How do you use your humor? What would happen if you took your goals seriously? Yeah, in treatment, that's why I wouldn't do it. I'm such a fool to think that I could actually do something like that. What would happen if you actually took your goals seriously? Believed that you could achieve it. If you believe it, you can achieve it. I don't know. Let's see. Check it out for your own life. Experiment. And when in balance, it's charming, witty, and fun to be around. When out of balance, it's scrappy, petty, and suspicious. And to bring into balance, sobriety. Well, imagine that, right? Because once we start drinking, we're changing our perception of things, aren't we? Aren't we? Well, I don't know. Well, yes, I do. It's actually so true. That's, you need to look at that. You have a clear mind. And how can we see clearly if, right, we are clouding our vision? We cannot see clearly by clouding our vision. And how are you clouding your vision? And we don't need an outside substance to do that. We could have learned to do that inside, disassociating from it. So we don't actually need, it's not something that we take. Maybe there's a behavior that we do. It's that avoidance of the inside, avoidance, taking those deeper dives, avoiding feeling our feelings, avoiding taking responsibility, right? Changing what we have the power to control. Changing what we have the ability to change. And it's nothing in anybody else. That is for sure, right? It's only in us. We trying to, I could get my life together if they had their life together. Look under that, there's the stingray. Oh, and dragon under there. Beautiful. Beautiful. Solar press, right? Being who we are. So that self-expression, finding who we are. Because it's not in another person, but they could reflect us. Reflect us back to us. I don't know. That darkness, letting go. Death, leading to rebirth. Death, leading to rebirth. Ka-choo. The one. You have to be the one to find the one. I don't know. Before emerging, the bat waits for the sun to set and the moon to rise in the darkness. It can see all that was invisible in the daylight hours. The bat is a master of subtle senses, of the underlying forces that cause some things to prosper and other things to fade. The bat card shows up to signify the ending of a chapter, the closing of a door. The bat comes swiftly, encouraging us to move on. In just a few hours, a new day dawns. No more lingering in the past. When in balance, it accepts, adapts, and adjusts without denying the self. Accept, adapt, and adjust, right? Still being yourself. When out of balance, it refuses to let go and reminisces. To bring into balance, watch the sunrise. A new day. You see the sun come up every day. Every day the sun will rise again. Every day, yes it will, my friend. Okay, and then that tarantula. The tarantula. At a crossroad. Are you? Claiming life's purpose. The tarantula represents a moment when a great decision must be made. It involves prioritizing your life's deeper purpose or dharma. A habit or routine from the past is sidetracking you from your dream. Yet your voice inside keeps begging you to refocus your attention. In order to find true happiness, you must choose dharma. Until you do, satisfaction will be fleeting. The tarantula hovers, patient and calm, like an old friend that knows your inner soul. It already knows you'll choose wisely. When in balance, it follows intuition. When out of balance, it hesitates or over-intellectualizes. To bring into balance, daily journaling. Daily journaling. Do you journal? Even just to write a couple words that helps you, right? Keep track. Where have you been, right? And sometimes we can burn those things just to release some anger or whatever that is. Maybe it's something that we're carrying that needs to be released, so we acknowledge it. It needs to be acknowledged first before it can be released. Now we're going to look at these tarots and how is that bringing it all together for us here. Okay, how are our tarot cards bringing it all together for us here? That supporting ones, that Magician. Look at this. Okay, we can look at all three like that, eh? Supporting the gem over here. You hear that? I love you too so very much. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. Everything is beautiful. Depends on where you're looking. And you get to choose what you're looking at. And we can choose to look at those. See, and so that's just kind of going with those relationships and finding the ones. And what do you believe in that? Whether it's soulmates and whatever, twin flames, all that. There's so many things out there. We get all hooked up in all the fantasies of that. And a lot of what we see in our songs and hear in our songs or see in the movies, that is creating a toxic, enmeshed kind of love. That's not a healthy sort of relationships. You know, because we need each other. Of course, right? But we can survive on our own too, because we're complete and whole on our own, right? So to come together is to enhance each other's lives. If we're feeling drained, right? If that relationship is draining, that is not a healthy relationship, because when both are bringing, right? It's like going into that community. Everybody's coming in with their hands full. Everyone's coming in with something to offer, right? And nobody leaves with their hands empty. Nobody's feeling drained if everybody's giving, right? And sharing their best, sharing the best, sharing from that best parts of themselves, right? Because they're not trying to take from anybody else. What is that? Empower, not overpower. The Magician, Tarot Guidebook, right here. 3816, we got it on. Let's get it on. We're going on. The Magician. Weirdo, weirdo, I love me though, oh yeah, loving me every day a little more. Cause I'm unique being, I ain't better than worse than anybody, but I'm somebody just like you. You is somebody too. The magician, look at that, ooh, I love that. Self-empowerment and action. The Magician is a card of boundless, expansive energy, whereas many of the major arcana deal with stillness or aspects of the mind. This card is all about action, action, action. It's time to see yourself as the wildcat. Embrace his grace. Embrace his speed, grace, and abilities. Don't be afraid to begin. You have the power of all four elements within your reach. Now is the time to use them. All right, the Magician, the resourceful one. You have the power of all the elements within your reach. Now is the time to use them. What are you manifesting? Be that, right? Be the one. You have to be the one to find the one. What? Because you see that we are all one. You're not trying to make somebody and fit somebody as one, because you see them in that one way. Right? And sometimes that's where it gets confusing, because as we get closer, we think this is the one. Right? Okay, well, I have to do this. There's things that need to be changed. It's not that perfect fit. But we're going to stick with this one because this is the closest I got. But if we allow that, right, to naturally either, increase or fade out or whatever that is, because some are here for a season, not for all the time, right? But if we keep hanging on to those ones, we're not going to get to that one that's a little closer, because each one matches more ideally. For me, it's been, oh, I'll share more of that soon. Because you never know. We keep getting ourselves hooked up on our ideals and fantasies that we're not seeing what's there. Sometimes it's that. We see that gem in others, but if they're not ready to shine that out themselves, there's nothing we can do about that. Right? And maybe they get with the next one, and all of a sudden then we're like, I knew that was in there. How come that couldn't be with me? Again, it's not personal, right? It's not about a personal thing. It's about those energies, the things that we resonate with, you know. So we don't want to fit somebody in there, make them into something, right? Let them come as they are. Be who you are, right? Come as you are, take me as I am. So, trapped, powerless, this is how we can feel. Surrounded by obstacles and threats on all sides if you find yourself the victim. Oh, right. Surrounded by obstacles and threats on all sides, you find yourself the victim. You see no way out, no available choices. Your perceptions keep you from opening your wings and taking flight. What keeps you suspended here? Yourself or others? The Eight of Swords demands an answer. You cannot hang here much longer. So it's making that choice. If we're not going to carry on, right, we're not going to be reborn. Oh, we keep this hidden, Jen. I'm never going to find it. I lost it because it was that one. And then they shone with that one. So now that was the only one for me. And since I had this great love, now life is over. Maybe you were married to the one and that one passed on. But maybe that's because we needed to find that independence in ourselves, right? It's interdependence. Interdependence where we come together and share, right? It creates that infinity. But we can still go off, right? We can still move and be free. So maybe it's that independence we need to find. We get so enmeshed with that partner. So maybe now, right? It's time for you to be the one. Instead of trying to be the one for somebody else or trying to make somebody else be that one for you. We are all one. Right? And then we get to the Mother of Swords. Mother of Swords. We're in that gem. We're laughing at ourselves, right? We need to be the one to find the one. Sharp perspective. And there's more than one. The one for now is for now, not forever, right? Until we get to the one that is for now and forever. Maybe. I don't know. Sharp perceptive. You'll find the Mother of Swords putting her sharp perception to use as a therapist, doctor, or teacher. She's extremely experienced and knowledgeable in her field. Some think of her as all-seeing. This card can sometimes represent a woman going through a difficult time. All of our women are. The woman inside the man, too. Okay? This card can sometimes represent a woman going through a difficult time. She may be recently widowed or divorced, and usually without children. During this time, there's potential for her criticism to soar. We can, and there's some that have the best advice for childbearing that don't even have kids. So let's look at that. And sometimes we think that when we have kids, they were the ones, and that didn't work out. What is that? But if we look at it in ourselves and nurturing that little inside, being that wise Mother of Swords, looking back, seeing the common denominator in all of our relationships, right? What would say to that little inside? Wasn't their fault. And what did we manifest in all those relationships? Did we get critical and say, oh, it was their fault. It's all their fault. If they had just did what I had told them to do, it would all be perfectly fine. Because I know what to do with their lives better than they know what to do with their lives. What is that? We're trying to train somebody, right? Criticizing. We become the Mother of Swords and sharp. And not sharp in the way as in, you know, quick wit, whatever, right? We're sharp that we cut. Cut deep. Deep wounds, those internal wounds, those are hard to heal. Oh, and look at what was underneath of that Emperor. The Emperor is number 4, isn't it? Yes, it's number 4, but do you see? Behind that is the strength. The strength underneath that. We've all got it. And the Chariot. And the Chariot. Look at all these major arcanas on them. Oh, wait, that's not. Is that a major arcana? That's the moon card, isn't it? Or is that of the swords? Oh, wow. Oh, it's a 9. Is that the moon? No, okay, no. That's the 9 of wands. 9 of wands. Okay, anyways. Look at those major arcanas that support underneath there, right? The strength. And the Chariot is the Cancer card. And this is a Leo for the signs. Anyways, the Emperor. Protection, stability, the Father. The Emperor is the Father. He's the Tarot's perfect counterpart to the Empress. He represents the side of you that's protective, decisive, and truly stable. He brings clarity of mind, and this in turn leads to actions or decisions. Sometimes this card is literal and points to a paternal relationship in your life. At other times, it suggests reconnecting with the part of you that stands strong and tall and knows just what to do. With help from the sun, the Emperor can see for miles and miles. The Emperor's got the start with them today. Here we go. That is the rebirth in there. And then we're looking at the daughter. Daughter, Page of Pentacles. Daughter of the Pentacles. Here we are, here we are. Responsible, kind, and supportive. This is what relationships should be. You'll usually find the Daughter of Pentacles behind the scenes rather than out in the spotlight. Right? It's not a competition for who gets in the spotlight. Though quiet and shy, she's extremely hardworking and responsible. She handles details and logistics well. People depend on her. She has vast amounts of inner strength. Like all of the Pentacles family, the daughter thrives when in nature. Like all of it. How much do you get out in that nature? Right? How much do you... What is that for you? What does that all say to you? The Daughter of Pentacles. Here we go. I just want to look at these 3 that popped out because we're talking about the relationships. And these ones all came out together. So here's our last little bit we're going to talk about. And you can see them all. I'm going to bring them all up for you. The Ace of Cups. The Star. Major Arcana. So Spirit is there with us, wants to see. We are all one. We don't need another human being to complete us, but it helps us. It's complementing, not completing energies. Complementing, not completing energies. Here we go with the Star. Hope, peace of mind. Standing outside on a dark night, you gaze up at the stars and sense glimmers of wonder and hope. Even though you can't find concrete answers to life's many questions up there in the sky, you can't help but feel comforted and renewed. Such is the energy of the Star card. It is not about actions or situations. It's simply about connecting to the part of you that is hopeful and serene. This force will bring light back into your life and infuse you with positivity. A lovely card, isn't it? You have to be infused with that positivity and know our worth, or we're not going to go for that. We're going to stay stuck in relationships. We're going to believe when they say, you can't do any better than me. We're going to believe when they say, oh, they don't have to live with you, right? We're going to believe what anybody says about us till we know who we are. Ace of Cups. Love begins within. Love begins within. Oops. Love begins within. Love's beginnings. Ace marks the beginning of exciting new phases. Since the Suit of Cups deals specifically with love and emotion, you're in for a real treat. Expect to enter a blissful time of health, joy, and friendship. A new love could be on the horizon. You may feel that you're making a whole new start. Just go with it and allow this feeling to revitalize your spirit. Woo! Aha! But don't slip into this possession and control here. That's the next one we're talking about. Love is not possession and control. Complementing protective energies. The Four of Pentacles first suggests material gain and stability. Only good news from your bank account and home. Yay! Yet underneath the surface, this is a card of warning. Do not become possessive or controlling. Holding too tightly to the material world will leave you rigid, stagnant, and displeasing to others. Wealth is a concept. It's a concept. I was raised, we were rich with love. We didn't have the money. We were rich with love. That's that concept. We were wealthy with that love. So that stability and whatever, that's when we try to control and possess another, right? Then that becomes, that's not about stability. Then that weakens everything, right? Because sometimes the tighter we hold things, the more, right? Try and hold that egg. If you hold that egg too tightly, it smashes in your hands, right? We only lose what we cling to, is a Buddha thing. So think about that. Do you like to control in your relationships? Do you try and control, or do you let that other be who they are and love them even more? The more they shine who they truly are. Aha, that's the star. We're looking at that. Are you controlling in your relationships? How is that for you? How is that showing up in your life? What is this all drawing your attention to? Right? Love's beginnings. And when they're beginning, do you try to control that? Do you show your whole self, or do you hide parts of yourself? Right? And then, oh no, then you've changed. So then how can somebody love you for you when you don't show to you? You don't show this gem. But how can you show that gem if you're not in touch with it? If you're not sure what that is? So we need to get in touch with ourselves. We need to be the one to find the one. Be that one that we need, that we always needed, that child needed. Because now we're the adults. We can protect that little within. We can protect that little within. It is all up to us. It is nobody's job but ours now. It's our job. Nobody else's. Okay, biggest heart hugs ever. I saw 5333 when I just did that. Oh, love you all. Thank you for being you and shining your light through in everything you do, because you know it. This world needs you now more than ever to be you, fully, holy, and true, or that world misses out on that gift that is you. Right? Nobody can shine like you. Shine, shine, shine your light bright. Be the one to find the one. Look at that reflection of you in all of your relationships. What were they reflecting back to you? What do you need to learn about you? No blame, no shame. Okay? It's just acknowledgement. Release. Feel, release, let go. Whatever that is for you. Love yous. Empower, not overpower. A wonderful, blessed day. Thank you.